Hi there, science fans. Welcome to another episode of Science and Other Stuff for Senior Citizens. My name is Dan Casciano. If you like these COVID-19 videos, please subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to be informed of future videos. In today's video, I will be describing some very good news regarding our nation's and the world's fight to eradicate SARS-CoV-2, also known as COVID-19. The good news is about the efficacy and safety of one of the vaccines under development by Pfizer and their German collaborators. Also, I will be updating the various treatments in use or being considered for emergency use for individuals already infected or hospitalized by the virus. Thirdly, I will bring you up to date on some new technologies being considered for future vaccine development. There is reason for optimism because Pfizer announced that their mRNA-based spike protein vaccine candidate achieved success in their initial interim data analysis of their human clinical phase 3 study. They found that the vaccine is 90% effective and appears to have no serious safety concerns. They also suggest that they will be requesting emergency use authorization from the FDA by the third week of November. In their announcement, they also indicated that they could vaccinate healthcare workers by the end of this year, and individuals with health issues and 65 years or older in the early part of 2021. Availability for the general public is projected for the summer of 2021. Although the evaluation of Pfizer's studies is in its early stages, our optimism is justified because of the effectiveness of the vaccine. This is an interim analysis of a study that has more than 43,000 participants from 6 countries. 42% of the participants represent individuals from diverse backgrounds. This includes gender, age, and health preconditions. Half of the participants received the vaccine, while the other half received the placebo. 94 people have caught coronavirus, and they are mostly from the placebo group. Safety and additional efficacy data will be collected until 164 confirmed cases are reached. The vaccine is given in 2 doses 3 weeks apart. It was found that protection from COVID-19 is achieved after the first dose. The minor downside of this vaccine is the requirement of 2 doses and storage at minus 18 degrees Fahrenheit. Pfizer expects to produce 50 million doses in 2020 and up to 1.3 billion doses in 2021. As more and more people are diagnosed with COVID-19, the question as to how long immunity to the virus lasts is increasingly important. Previous research found that antibodies in recovered patients start to wane about 3 months after the patient first experiences symptoms. However, as with SARS-CoV-1, T memory cells are expected to be around much longer after the antibodies disappear. A more recent study reported in the journal Science indicates that antibodies may last as long as 5 months. As the virus is continuing to rampage over the summer and fall, infecting nearly 10 million Americans, survival rates, even in seriously ill patients, appear to be improving. This result may in fact be associated with elderly people sheltering inside and taking precautions to avoid infection. This is borne out by the fact that the hospitalized patients were younger adults who are generally healthier and more resilient. Other factors also impact the mortality rate, namely we are learning how to better care for COVID patients. Use of anti-inflammatory and blood-thinning drugs were found to reduce the severity of the illness, and patients are seeking care earlier in the course of their illness. Although mortality rates are lower now, physicians still emphasize that the disease is not only 10 times more deadly than a bad influenza episode, but also has long-term complications you don't experience from contracting the flu. There is more good news in the fight against COVID-19. The FDA issued an emergency authorization to drug maker Eli Lilly for a monoclonal antibody that mimics the immune system's response to the infection by COVID-19. This drug is similar to a pair of monoclonal antibodies made by Regeneron that have been used in the successful treatment of President Trump. The drug was shown to work on people who were infected with COVID-19 but not hospitalized. If any viewers are interested in a video describing how monoclonal antibodies are made and used, please leave me a comment below. Recent innovations and those in the pipeline are described in this slide. Pfizer and Moderna's highly successful vaccines are RNA vaccines. These are the first that are scheduled for use in mass vaccination of the American public. Previous vaccines were produced from inactivated or killed viruses or from inactive fragments of the virus. One of the advantages of the RNA vaccines is their ease of synthesis, production, and distribution. Vaccines produced in the past usually took about 8 to 10 years to synthesize, test, and produce for distribution. The present RNA vaccines will be available after about 1 year of experimentation. Part of this is due to the unusual response to this unknown pathogen, and part is due to the use of an RNA molecule as an antigen. CRISPR is a new DNA RNA editing technology that will revolutionize the identification and use of DNA and RNA vaccines in the future. This powerful technology will not only be used to ward off foreign biological invaders, but will also be used to combat all human cancers. If any of you are interested in a video describing the CRISPR technology, leave me a comment below. This slide shows the viral caseloads from March until the middle of November. Sadly, more than 500,000 cases have been reported in the last week of October, while we have been averaging 1,000 deaths a day from August until now. This is not good news and indicates how poorly our country is doing in its attempt to contain and eradicate the virus. At the time of this report, more than 250,000 Americans have died from COVID-19. The caseload and death toll from the virus is a result of inadequate government policy and human behavior. This is especially depressing because we now know how to slow down the spread of the virus that will result in a decrease in deaths. This slide indicates recommendations by the CDC to combat that spread in the absence of a vaccine. Washing of hands, socially distancing, avoiding indoor and outdoor crowds, and properly wearing a mask will combat the virus in the absence of a vaccine. Recently, the CDC updated its findings on mask wearing, indicating that masks protect the wearer as well as those around you. Using these proven methods will inhibit or slow down our country's trajectory into a viral abyss. For more information about science, visit my website at www.dcasciano.com. If you have any questions or would like me to develop a video on a specific science subject, leave them in the comments section below or email me at dan@dcasciano.com. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you can be informed when I upload a new video. Thank you for watching Science and Other Stuff for Senior Citizens. Bye.